Hello everybody, welcome back to another video, and today we are going to be going over my 2019-2020 to 2020 winter forecast. So in this forecast, I'm just doing temperature and precipitation anomalies. On my final forecast, I will do an overall forecast, which would be here, where I'd put overall, like everything. But on this forecast, I didn't want to get too much into the specifics just because a lot will change, and I don't want you to get set on something definitely happening when this could definitely fluctuate quite a bit. But this is my best forecast. So I have about a 30% chance of certainty here, so there is a 70% chance that this will change. So most likely by probably your December, this will change a lot. I still have until December to change this up. So we have quite a bit of time to kind of change this up. But right now, this is my best forecast that I can put out to everyone. It will change quite a bit, but right now this is my best thing to see, and you know what I'm thinking. If you're new to this channel, which I know I do get a lot of new people, on my last video I got 2,000 views, or a little bit over 2,000 views on it, which I really do appreciate. I appreciate everyone that did look at that video, and I do hope you did get good information from that. We're going to try to I'm trying to give you really good information on this one. If you're new, I do really appreciate you coming to my channel, and I promise you I will keep you updated. I try to upload daily. I missed one yesterday, but pretty much before that I was uploading daily for at least 2 or 3 weeks. So I usually do keep you updated quite a bit throughout the year. Not the year, but throughout, for the whole time you will be watching me. But okay, let's go ahead and get into today's video. Okay, so we're going to start with the temperature map. So if you are new, here it is on the bottom left. This is kind of what you just do look at. This is, of course, the map, and on the bottom left is what you kind of look at. It's what you look at to see what all the stuff means. So that's your map key. So we're going to start with the pink. That's where I do expect way below average temperatures. So this is going to be in your Minnesota, maybe northeastern Iowa, into Wisconsin, Michigan, northern Illinois, northern Indiana, and very far parts of northwestern Ohio. So here is where I do expect considerably cold, really cold temperatures. So here's where pretty much the coldest of the temperatures will be. This is not unusual. We usually do see really cold temperatures here, so this is not the most unusual thing in the world. But we are expecting really cold conditions here, and quite a few systems to come through here, and of course it'll be dropping quite a bit of snow. So we could see a record snow year here. Now, as I move into your blue, that's where I do expect below average temperatures. This will be from New York to Pennsylvania to West Virginia, western parts of Virginia, also in western North Carolina into Tennessee, Kentucky, most of Indiana, most of Illinois, pretty much all of Ohio into Missouri, northeastern Kansas, into central and eastern Nebraska, into South Dakota and North Dakota, also in central and southern Iowa. So here we are pretty much just going to be seeing below average temperatures. You will be able to tell it's there, and this will be pretty consistent. We may have a few breaks throughout the winter season where it's a little warmer, but this is where I do expect most of the time we see cooler temperatures, but sometimes we will see a little bit of those warmer temperatures coming in, maybe a little warmer than usual, but we should remain pretty below average in this blue area throughout the whole winter season. As we move into your lighter blue, that's where I do expect slightly below average temperatures. We're going to go ahead and go into Maine, New Hampshire, Vermont, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, Connecticut, southeastern parts of New York, also into New Jersey, parts also into Maryland, Delaware, pretty much eastern Virginia, central and eastern North Carolina, into South Carolina, Georgia, Alabama, Mississippi, pretty much half of those states you can see in the middle right here. So Mississippi, Alabama, and Georgia, you're just like pretty much the northern half. Also into northern Louisiana, into northern Texas, maybe even parts of central Texas, you're a little bit in it, but northern Texas especially. Also into Oklahoma, central and western Kansas, western Nebraska, western South Dakota, eastern Wyoming, also most of Montana. So pretty much here, we are expecting us to definitely see below average temperatures. So pretty much here, we will see warmer than average sometimes of the winter season, and then we will see cooler than average sometimes. So pretty much we will be seeing the warmer temperatures and the cooler temperatures, but at the end of the season, will be on the cooler side of things. So we'll see a little bit more of those cooler temperatures than we do the warmer temperatures. But here's kind of that flip-flop pattern where I do expect that to be, or maybe just a little bit less than usual in some areas. Maybe it is cold throughout the year, just a little bit less. Which where that would be around here. We usually do see cold the whole season. Also pretty much here is what I would be expecting that too. So in these areas, just expect a little cooler than usual. A little cooler than usual. But you'll definitely be cold in a lot of these places, especially on the northern half of this blue. The southern half will be warmer and cooler throughout the whole season. It'll just be a little bit of a flip-flop pattern. But if you're anywhere north of this line on the lighter blue, just expect cold temperatures, but maybe just a little bit less than usual. So that's kind of what that is. Do expect some warmer conditions, but don't expect anything too warm. Just colder temperatures, but just a little bit less than usual. As we're going to move into year-wide, that's where I do expect normal conditions or maybe equal chances. So here, it's pretty much where anything can happen. Also, they could just be normal conditions. So pretty much as we do move into up here, this is where my most uncertainty is. If we do get, right now we do have a neutral pattern in place, which we are expecting to go out throughout the whole winter. But there is the slight possibility that this could become a La Nina, which I am not thinking it will, but if it does, the very slight possibility, this could extend a little bit more west, that lighter blue, to where in this equal chances area, that lighter blue could move over a little bit and not make that normal. But right now, I'm keeping you in that equal chances or normal area just because I am expecting us to remain in the neutral pattern throughout the whole winter season, and this will kind of be your this will kind of be how it is. If it turns to a La Nina, this could change. This map could change drastically, not too much, but pretty drastic, and that's kind of what I'm kind of watching. But right now, it's just looking like we will definitely see a neutral pattern throughout the whole winter season. So anywhere in this white is where you need to watch out for what's coming, or maybe just normal temperatures throughout the whole winter season. So that's kind of what we're watching here. As we move into your yellow, that's where I'd expect slightly above average temperatures. So this is going to be across western New Mexico into Arizona, Utah, Nevada, Oregon, also southern Idaho, and northern California, also eastern California along the Sierra Mountains. Also as we move into southern Florida. So here's where I'd expect slightly above average temperatures. And here pretty much what we do need to watch out for is you'll be seeing your cooler than average and warmer than average throughout the year. But by the end of the season, we will, as we do look back in the records, this will be a little bit more than it was, a little bit more than average. So here we will see our cooler spells and our warmer spells, but by the end of the day, we most likely will be a little bit on the warmer side of things. Now, if you're throughout, let's say here, and you see a lot of cool conditions throughout, let's say you see a lot of cool conditions throughout the winter. Now, that could be a little warmer than usual. So if you usually see, let's say, average temperature is 30 degrees, it could be an average temperature of 33 or 34 degrees. So I'm not saying it's going to be warm. I'm just saying a little bit more warmer than usual. So you could still be cold in some of these areas. That's just kind of how this is. So that's kind of what we need to be expecting, especially along the Sierra Mountains. Still do expect quite a bit of snow and really cold temperatures there, just maybe a little bit warmer than usual, but nothing that you will definitely realize that is there and, recognize, and you won't really be able to tell it's there, but some people might be able to tell it a little bit. Now, southern Florida, it's just southern Florida, and we are expecting you maybe to be a little warmer than average, but pretty much it's just southern Florida. Just expect hotter conditions throughout the year, maybe a couple days of cooler temperatures, but really just expect your warmer temperatures throughout the whole season. Okay, as we do move into your orange, that's where I'd expect above average temperatures. That's going to be your Southern California area, and that's pretty much here is just where I do expect pretty much where we will definitely see on the warmer sides of things pretty much the whole winter. Sometimes we will see those cooler temperatures move in. There will be times where the eastern side's warmer and the western side's cooler. That will definitely happen sometimes. I'm not saying it won't, but by the end of the season, this is what it should look like. So if you're in this orange, you will see cooler temperatures sometimes. Pretty much colder temperatures. You will get on the cold side of things sometimes. But by the end of the day, you'll mostly be above average the whole season. But there will be sometimes where you are a little cooler than usual, a little cooler. So we really, sometimes people look at this a little different. But to be honest, that's just how you got to look at this. You will have your cooler times, maybe your cooler month, but at the end of the day, it'll be warmer here for most of the winter. Okay, let's move into your precipitation map. This one's a little bit more uncertain, but I'm doing my best. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and move into your red. So this is where I'd expect way below average precipitation. So here is where I don't expect us to see much precipitation at all, and where I am expecting a drought to happen. If you're anywhere in those yellows, your oranges, or those reds, just definitely do expect drought conditions. So that's kind of what we're looking at. We are expecting drought conditions across a lot of the west, but especially in that red area, we are definitely going to have to be watching out for that, because we aren't expecting us to see too much. Now, we will see rain throughout the year. Throughout the winter, we will definitely see some rain. That's not out of the picture, because we do, of course, have an ocean on the side that does carry moisture with it. So we may see 1 or 2 storms that can come throughout here like last year, but we aren't expecting it like it was last year, where it was just drastic and we were just seeing like big storms come through like every single week. I am not expecting that. I'm expecting us to remain on the drier side of things, especially in that red area. As we move into your orange area, that's going to be across a lot of southern Oregon into Nevada, also southern California, and also along the Sierra Mountains. So pretty much here is where we will definitely be seeing we will be seeing some rain, of course. It's not like we're not going to see any. We will see some rain, but at the end of the day, we're not really going to be seeing that much rain. Maybe even snow in the Sierra Mountains, in the Sierra Mountains we do get quite a bit of snow. So this year we will definitely still see snow. It is the Sierra Mountains. It's always cold, so whatever moisture we do get in there, of course, we will get some snow. Also, usually you get moisture to ride up the mountains, and we do get quite a bit of snow to come down. So if you're in the Sierra Mountains, I do expect snow, maybe a little bit of a shortage this year, but we definitely will have to watch out for that. But if you're anywhere in this orange, we will be below average. You'll definitely be able to tell, but we will have our times of the year, maybe 3 or 4 times of the year of the winter where you will see your rain. As we move into your yellow, that's going to be right here along parts of Arizona, western Utah, northeastern parts of Nevada, also central and northern Oregon, also into western Washington. This is your slightly below average precipitation. So pretty much here is where we'll be seeing kind of a flip-flop pattern. You will see your rain, and you will not see your rain or snow. So pretty much at the end of the day, you'll see a fair share of both. But by the end of the day, you'll be seeing a little bit slightly below average more than usual. So if you're anywhere in here, I do expect you to still see quite a bit of rain in this winter season, maybe even snow, of course, as you get those more mountainous regions. Sometimes that snow can come down to Seattle like last year. But if you're anywhere in there like Oregon or Seattle, I'm not Oregon, Portland or Seattle, pretty much right here, just expect your rain this year, maybe a little bit less than usual, but just expect damp conditions here. And if you're anywhere else in this yellow, we'll be on the little bit of a drier side this year, but you will definitely see your fair share of rain, or snow, wherever you are in some of these mountainous regions. As we move into your white, so you know where you are in this white. I do not want to name all these states. I would, but that's just too much. You know where you are. I have your counties up there. I think you should know where you are. But if you don't, you do have your counties, so I do hope you know your county. It's very important to know. But we're going to go ahead and get into this. So this is your equal chances. So this is where you have a chance of anything to happen. So if you're on this side, you have a better chance of, let's say, wetter conditions. But if you're on this side, you have a better chance of drier conditions. So that's kind of what we're looking at, or you even do have a chance of your normal conditions. So this is kind of where anything can happen, and this is kind of where I am watching, especially along here. I am watching right now to see if this below average could be expanded down in Texas. We are going to have to watch. I am still watching this. I was looking at historical records right here, you can see, and this was years that we did have a neutral pattern. And you can see there was very below average precipitation right here. Quite below average, but this year I'm not expecting it to be that intense. But I am definitely watching that, because that could definitely change some things. But right now, this year is a little different in my opinion, but we will definitely have to watch. But if you're wearing that white, just kind of watch the forecast, monitor it as I get towards your December, where it does get a little bit more certain. But right now, that's kind of where we don't really know and we will have to fill in throughout my next few forecasts. As we do move into your lighter green, that is your slightly above average precipitation. That's a lot throughout the Ohio Valley into the Great Lakes region, parts of the upper Midwest, also into parts of eastern Texas, Louisiana, parts of Alabama, parts of Mississippi, Tennessee, Kentucky. So pretty much here is where you just should expect maybe some drier conditions throughout the year, and definitely some wetter conditions. So I am expecting quite a bit of rain, pretty much I want to say snow, or let's just say precipitation, especially along here. I am expecting quite a bit of precipitation, whether it's rain or snow, most likely more snow than rain. Here is just where I do expect quite a few systems to come through. So here is it's a whole different, it's a whole different thing. So pretty much in this area is where I do expect us to see quite a few systems come through. Now the thing is, will they be extremely intense? Because usually when you get a Canada system, they aren't as intense coming out of Canada. Usually when you get a storm to come out of the Gulf or the Atlantic, they're a little bit more intense, just because you do have those warmer waters. And over Canada, when it comes out of Canada, there was no waters to do anything. There was just really cold temperatures, and you definitely do see it come from a lot of, you definitely do see it come from regions of Canada. But here's where I do expect you to see above average precipitation, but slightly above average. We are going to have to monitor this. This green, darker green, could move over a little bit in here. We are going to have to watch. But right now I'm not expecting these Canada systems to take us way above average. But then you have to look at lake effect snow, so there's a lot to watch here. But here's where you just kind of need to monitor it. This darker green could be moved over here, but if you're anywhere in that, just expect above average precipitation this year, but we are going to have to see how much above average. Now, if you're anywhere along here, let's just say you will have your drier parts of the winter and you'll have your wetter parts of the winter, so this is kind of where it's a toss-up, and we'll definitely have to see. But we are definitely going to have to watch that. There will be some stuff that does come out of the Gulf. There will be some stuff to come out of Canada, and there will be systems that just come out of, the mountainous regions along there. There's mountainous. I can't get the exact mountain chain somewhere along here. I don't really know my mountains that well across the west, but you will see some systems move out of the west, and they will definitely gain some moisture there sometimes. But I am expecting, some stuff to come from there and some stuff to come from there. So that's kind of where you are right there, maybe slightly above average. As we move into your green, your the darkest green we do have on here, this is your medium green, but that would be pretty much the whole East Coast. So this is kind of where I just expect us to see some nor'easters come from the Gulf, from the eastern part of the United States. This is kind of what we're seeing. So we will see, even let's say it could not even be nor'easters. From here, we could just see a lot of the moisture from the oceans to come in, and we just see quite a bit of rain. So that's kind of what we're going to have to watch. But we usually do see a lot of these snowstorms, the very intense ones. For example, last year, I think it was, I forgot the name, but there was some kind of winter storm, or maybe a few years ago, Winter Storm Benji. That was a big one. That one did come out of the Gulf, and it was pretty intense. So that's kind of an example of what can happen when you get these snowstorms to come out of the Gulf. It's like a hurricane. It has a lot of moisture in it, but this one, once it enters the colder regions, it just drops a lot of snow. So kind of the equivalent to its rain, but it does just drop a lot of snow. So if you're anywhere across here, just expect some storms from the Gulf, storms from Canada, and those across here too. Just some snow across the mountainous regions where you get the moisture to develop along the mountains, and also some stuff to come from the East Coast. So there's a lot of places where we could see moisture coming from this year. The waters are warmer than average this year, so could see quite a bit of moisture coming in these areas and bringing quite a bit of snow. Now, as we move across this part of the southeast, I do expect us to see rain, of course, from the Gulf. From the East Coast, we will definitely see some rain. I do expect snow to drop over some of these regions. Florida, really anywhere along here, I'm not expecting any snow. But if you're anywhere along here, there is, if you're anywhere along here, there definitely is the chance for that snow. But you may see a little bit more rain than more than snow, but I am definitely expecting us to see some snow around here, this region. This will kind of be your winter battle zone, potentially, or we see ice, that winter mix of ice, sleet, snow, that kind of thing, maybe even rain mix again. So this is where you could see your snow systems or whatever you want to call it, your winter storms that just drop something of everything. But you do definitely see above average precipitation there no matter what. So that's kind of what we're seeing there. You remember these nor'easters that do come up, and they drop quite a bit of snow, rain. They bring a lot of wind. It's pretty much like a hurricane, but it's pretty bad. Especially the Northeast gets affected quite a bit when you get those nor'easters to come up. So it's pretty bad. So that's pretty much the end of this video. We did cover quite a bit in this video, a little bit of a long one. I was looking at the time throughout this. It was pretty long, but I do hope you all enjoyed today's video. If you did, consider subscribing and leaving a like down below. If you made it to the end, I really do appreciate you. If you made it halfway, I appreciate you for even watching my video. If you had to skip throughout it, that is absolutely fine. I do get it. Sometimes watching long videos isn't the easiest thing to do, but I do hope you all enjoyed today's video. If you didn't, consider subscribing and leaving a like down below, and I will see you guys in the next one. Have a great day.